Hello everybody, this is Brandon Schollenberger, also known as ZZ1000ZZ, and today I'm bringing you a video to show a bit of a new feature I've been testing for the Transformers patch of the emulation software known as OCtGN. Let's hop right into it. As you can see, I have a lobby open, so let's start a new game. Yes, we would like to end our old game so we can start a new one and see what this feature is all about. Yes, would we like to play against an AI? Of course I would. Hit yes, and it loads up 2 enemy bots. This, of course, is not meant to be a good deck or a realistic deck. These are just some test bots, some dummy bots to test against. Similarly, we're not going to use a real deck. We're just going to play an overly simplified deck that I named Automation Testing. We come over here, hit Play Characters, and here are our characters. Now that we, both the enemy and us, have our bot set up, let's shuffle our deck and draw 3 cards. With it being the first turn, we cannot play any cards from our hand. All we can do is flip a bot and attack. So let's just go ahead and flip our red alert and choose the enemy Dinobot Slug as who we're going to attack. So we select our character, click Declare Attack. Red Alert Security Chief is attacking the enemy Dinobot Slug, Hot-Headed Warrior. How many cards should you flip for your attack? Of course, we should flip 2 cards since we don't have bold. And as we can see, we flipped 1 orange, 1 blue. Chat tells us the same, the chat log that is. It says we flipped 1 orange pip, 1 blue pip, blah, 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 blah. And then it adds up our total attack. 1 orange pip plus our bot's base of 5 is 6. Since the enemy didn't flip any blue pips, we go off its base defensive 3. 6 minus 3 is 3 damage, and as we can see, the enemy took 3 damage. Now we'll end our turn, and here's the button for it. End turn. At the start of the enemy turn, it says, the AI uses its X technique to deal 2 damage to one of our bots. That X, of course, is a variable. I can plug in some name or a card name or something, whatever. It's just a filler spot. What it says right now, though, is that the AI is using a technique to deal 2 damage to one of our bots. We can see that 2 damage right here. And then it says, Red Alert Security Chief. Unfortunately, the enemy does have bots that are named the same thing as us. This is a red alert. This is a red alert. Might have been better for me to build a deck with different bots than the enemy. But their red alert is attacking our red alert. They have 4 attack. We have 0 defense. We will flip 2 cards on defense. And as we can see, we flipped 2 blue pips. And thus, okay. Well, the chat log may need a little bit of work. Apparently it didn't show us how many bots the enemy flipped. Sorry about that. But yeah, as you can see, it attacked. It must have flipped 1 orange pip, I believe, to go up to 4 with us flipping, or wait, no. Yeah. If they flipped 1 orange pip, their attack would have gone up to 2. We flipped 2 blue pips, which would have put our defense up to... Okay, I can't talk. If they flipped 1 orange pip, they would have gone up to 4 attack. While we flipped 2 blue pips, we would have gone up to 2, and it would have dealt 2 damage. Looks like we do need to work on the chat log to kind of make that more clear, but that said, let's just go on to our next turn, draw a card. Now we can actually play an action and an upgrade. To start off, which do we want to attack with? I think we want to attack with Bumblebee, so we'll flip him over, put him up to 6 attack. We'll use this card, Plasma Burst, to deal 2 damage to an enemy. And here we can go add a damage, so that's the 2 damage from our Plasma Burst. And technically you don't scrap the card until the end of the turn, but I'm going to scrap it just to get it out of the way. Then we can go ahead and play Primary Laser on our Bumblebee. When we do, we can see that we have the option to add an attack. So we'll increase Bumblebee's attack by 2. That's what this little symbol means. So its base attack of 6 and plus 2 is 8. Now I'm not going to use its ability when I attack, even though I should probably scrap this backup plan to scrap. Or scrap backup plan to draw 2 cards, but for the sake of this video, I don't think it's important to play optimally. As we see, we target the enemy Red Alert since he's the only tapped enemy bot. Choose our Bumblebee as our attacker. Yep, we see it says Bumblebee's our attacker. How many cards should we flip on attack? We don't have any bold, so we'll stick with 2 cards. And we flip 1 orange card. The enemy flips 1 blue card. So it says that we attack with a total of 10 attack against an enemy defense of 3 and deal 7 damage. 10? Is that right? Huh. Oh, yeah. Well, wait. 6, 8, 9? See, the OCtGN is smarter than I am. Improvised Shield is double orange, not single orange. I thought it was 1 orange pip, but in fact it was 2. So the math actually did work out, whereas the math I was doing myself was wrong. So OCtGN actually was able to correctly figure out the math for this and assign the appropriate damage. We end our turn, and then the enemy will attack us again. And then as you can see, this time, instead of dealing 2 damage to our bots, the AI used a technique to make us discard a card from our hand. What that shows is the AI can do different things on its turn. And the reason for that, of course, is the AI, at least as far as I can program it, cannot play cards like a regular player can. Maybe in some far-off future sense it could, or maybe someone better than I am could figure out a way to do it. But this is to show that the AI can do different things to give a kind of varied experience. Anyway, it made us discard a card, and then its Dinobot Slug attacked our Bumblebee with a total of 4 attack against our defense of 1. How many cards should we flip? Of course, we don't have tough, so we'll flip 2. And then, as we see, we flipped 1 blue pip, and yeah. Oh, we can actually see a little message. The AI reshuffled their scrap pile. The AI actually does have a deck for flipping these cards. As you can see, it's only 6 cards. I haven't filled the deck up. But it actually will flip cards like a regular player will. We took our damage. And so now we'll start our turn. We draw a card for turn and Improvised Shield for tough 1 or Flamethrower for bold 2. With this enemy bot being so close to death, I think we want to focus on killing him. We have 1 bot to attack with. It has 3 attack to the enemy, 2 defense. So let's first flip it over so this mode has 4 attack, slightly better. But 4 attack to 2 defense with the enemy having 9 HP. We need to deal 1 damage to kill it. We have 4 attack to their 2 defense, so we need them not to flip 2 blue pips. And I guess that's not quite right. When we attack, we have a +2 damage advantage. If they flip 2 blue pips and we flip no orange pips, of course, that advantage is negated and they'll survive. So to play it safe, let's play bold 2 on our bot. That way we'll flip 4 cards digging for those orange pips instead of just 2. Select it as the target of our attack. Choose our bot to attack with. And this time, instead of saying that we should only flip 2 cards, we'll say we should flip 4 cards. And we only flipped 1 orange pip, but our 5 attack was way more than enough to kill the enemy because they flipped no blue pips. We had 5 attack to their 2 defense. No, I'm sorry, their 3 defense. They must have flipped 1 blue pip then. and dealt 2 damage, killing their bot. As you can see, when their bot was killed, it got removed from the board. So now we'll end our turn, and we can untap. And we'll get this little confirmation box to make sure that we are, in fact, ready to move onto the untap step. This is there just as a safety measure in case you still have more attacks to make, whereas the enemy does not. But the AI is wanting to untap and start a new turn. Proceed? Yes. The AI uses an ability to deal 2 damage to one of our bots again. It attacks, blah blah blah. We flip 2 cards. And now we have 3 bots. This bot has 6 damage on it, so we might not want to attack with it, except the enemy no longer has anyone to attack with. So of course we can attack safely with all of our bots. So let's, I'm not going to bother with flipping or anything, we'll just draw a card. We can use this card to repair damage from each of our bots if we want, but there's really no need. Let's just go ahead and target the enemy and attack. We'll flip 2 cards on that attack. Deal some damage. Then we'll target again with another attack. Again, we're only flipping 2, and we see we've put 10 damage on it. It does look like these cards aren't quite aligned with those ones. That's something I can tidy up a little bit. Anyway, the bot has 10 damage and only 13 HP, so if our last attack can deal 3 damage, we will win this turn. So let's go ahead and attack. This time, we are flipping 4 cards because of bold. So let's make sure we remember to assign flip 4. Unfortunately, we did not deal enough damage to kill the enemy, so let's go ahead and untap again. We move on to the next turn, and I'm a little sad that it decided to deal damage to one of our bots again. The enemy AI does have the ability to discard our upgrades. I was hoping we'd get to show that off, but it doesn't look like it. Did deal 2 damage to our Bumblebee. Actually, wait, did it deal more? Yeah, it dealt 2 damage with the attack, and I think 2 damage from its ability for the turn. So our Bumblebee is kind of close to death, but I don't think it's going to matter. Our team is obviously much stronger than the enemy team is. So we'll go ahead and just make what should be one final attack with our Bumblebee. He has 8 total attack thanks to his primary laser, so I don't see any way for the Dinobot Slug to survive. We attack, flip 2 cards, and bam! The enemy is dead, and we get this nice little message saying, "We have beaten the enemy AI, congratulations." And that's the feature. It's obviously very crude, very simplistic, there's lots of things to work on, but I wanted to show this because I'm curious, would people find a feature like this interesting? Is this something worth spending my time developing to bring to people? Or is this just something fun I can work on in my spare time for my own gratification? I'd love to hear from you either on Facebook or in messages on this YouTube video. Either way, let me know if this is something you would like me to work on further. I can hopefully spruce this up, make, enemies that aren't quite so easy to defeat, stuff like that. But, yeah, that's about it. Mostly, I just wanted to show what I've been working on, see what you guys think. Anyway, take care, and I will see you when I see you.